Team exercise 12. Describe each other in a sentence. During this exercise, the team will stand or sit in a circle at equal distances from each other. The team will describe each other in one sentence. The trainer chooses someone from the group who leaves the room. When the person has left the room, everyone will grab a pen and a piece of paper and writes a sentence on the paper that characterizes the person who has just left the room. For example, an inspiring person who sometimes forgets that other people also want to say something. Someone else would, for instance, describe the person who left the room as a ray of sunshine. And another person would say, someone who is always up for a joke. Everyone puts his sentence in the hat, so the number of cards in the hat is equal to the people in the group minus the one that recently left. All sentences may vary greatly. Some sentences may be very concrete, while others are more abstract. The person that left the room earlier now returns and draws a card from the hat. He reads the card out loud. A ray of sunshine. Now he chooses someone in the circle he thinks wrote the sentence and explains his choice. Everyone else is silently listening when someone else is speaking up. If he has guessed correct, he earns 1 point. The person who wrote it now explains why he wrote down the sentence. Again, all the other people are listening in silence. Now he draws a new card from the hat and reads it out loud. Again he points at the one he thinks wrote it and explains why. In this case, he guessed incorrectly and gets no point. The one who did wrote it reveals himself and explains why he wrote that sentence about him. Now he draws another card from the hat and points at someone again. Explains why he points at that person, and if he had guessed correctly, he gets an additional point. The person who wrote down the sentence now explains why he wrote it. This process will be repeated until all the cards are drawn from the hat. For every time he has correctly guessed who wrote the sentence, he receives 1 point. In this case, he has 5 correct guesses. When the round has finished, he reads all the sentences on the cards out loud and gets to keep them. This way he can read once again what people wrote about him. Now he points at another person to leave the room and the same game will be played. The chosen person leaves the room and everyone writes a sentence on the card. Then the cards are put in the hat and the process repeats itself. The game will be played until everyone has had a turn. Eventually, everyone will have a clear image on how the team characterizes a certain person. The one who scored the most points is the winner. You as a trainer comes up with variations during the exercise. What kind of variations you can read below this video on YouTube. And please subscribe to our channel to see a new group exercise each Sunday on youtube.com/teamexercises to improve cooperation and communication.